Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Slayer back here again with another video. In today's video, I thought that we could go over how much alcohol was I consuming when my alcoholism was at its worst, when it was at its peak. Thought I'd let you guys know about that and also kind of just go over what my life was like during that time. What was my day-to-day when my alcoholism was at its worst? Before we get into that, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm still sober. My schedule is absolutely crazy. I'm thankful to be here. I thank God. I thank each and every single one of you guys for watching, for liking, for commenting, for being part of this community. I'm sorry that I haven't been around as much as I would like. I'm just working on myself, but videos more frequently will be coming. So just keep an eye out and don't give up on me. I think about you guys every single day. I pray for you. I hope that each and every single one of you are well. And with that said, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. So when my alcoholism was at its worst, and I've brought this up many times, I was a daily drinker. I drank hard liquor every single day. Pretty much from the beginning of my alcoholism. I wasn't a daily drinker from the beginning, but I pretty much was a hard liquor drinker from the beginning. I didn't really go through the whole entire beer stage. I mean, I did. I drank beer with friends and went through that and the parties and stuff, but I really gravitated towards the liquor, and the very first thing that I ever got drunk off of was Fireball. A lot of it, too much of it for someone's first time, but I loved it. I wanted to feel that way for the rest of my life, not realizing the consequences, not realizing what it eventually turns into, which is a snowball that just piles on top of itself and gets worse and worse the more that it goes down that hill. Before you know it, you don't even know what to do except for to continue to drink to try and bury it out. You know what I'm talking about if you've been through it. And I would wake up every single day, kind of be in a half awake, half asleep dream state that I would enjoy because the physical withdrawals and the mental withdrawals had not kicked in when I was in this. And sometimes I'd be having my eyes slightly open, seeing figures walking around my room. Maybe it was someone I saw in a movie or an actor or a family member, a friend. But I would be, and then I maybe close my eyes and fall back asleep, kind of wake up and see this stuff. And my body would be at peace, and I would know that my body was at peace. I enjoyed this because I knew what was to come every day when I woke up. It was the same. It was like Groundhog Day. Nothing changed except for the chaos and the chaotic situations that would come on a day-to-day basis with drinking hard liquor. How many times have I brought up that once you start to drink hard liquor, it's just all downhill. You open up a doorway to hell. And it's just, once that door is open, it's very hard to get it back shut. So I'd wake up, and once I kind of got out of that state of mind, I would actually wake up, and usually my stomach, I mean, the withdrawals were instantaneously, and it didn't matter how much sleep I got. If I slept for 6 hours, that was long enough for me to go back into withdrawals when you're drinking as heavy as I was. And how much was I drinking? Let's just go ahead and get into that. When it was at its worst, guys, I was consuming a liter bottle of Southern Comfort 100 proof, or about 8 to 12 shots of the double, the double shooters, the double shot shooters of Southern Comfort 100 proof. That's a lot of booze. That's a lot of damage to the liver and to every single organ in my body. I can only imagine the damage that I've done. I don't like to think about it. The brain damage. I mean, it's horribly, horribly unhealthy. And this is what I was doing to myself each and every single day. I'd wake up. Sometimes I'd wake up and instantly have to go run to the bathroom and be sick. A lot of the times that's how it would start. I'd run to the bathroom and be sick, turn on the shower so hopefully nobody heard me just throwing my guts up in there. Other times I'd wake up and my heart would be pounding out of my chest. I mean, pounding so hard that I literally thought that I was having a heart attack. I'd usually run down the stairs and grab like a big cup of water or maybe milk or something and just chug it, try to regulate my heart rate, because it would be going that bad. I think that I was gonna die. There was some sort of reaction from my body and all the booze that I was drinking every day for years, and then my entire body was going haywire. And a lot of the times I would start to sometimes accept my death, as grim and morbid as that sounds. When that would happen for longer than 10 minutes, I would seriously start to think like, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital, call 911, or I'm gonna die. And if I had liquor, Of course, that's the first thing that I was reaching for. I would reach for the liquor and drink it. But sometimes I didn't have liquor. And it just depended. On a day that I woke up and I had liquor, I'd run, I'd be sick, maybe my heart would be pounding, maybe both. I'd go through that whole entire process. And then I'd slug my way out of the bathroom, shaking, sweating profusely, just horribly, looking pale as a ghost. I remember always looking at myself and I'd just be pale as a ghost, eyes bloodshot red. And my daily ritual would begin. I would instantly go to wherever I hid my liquor bottle, because at this point, I was hiding it every single day. The game of cat and mouse had begun, so wherever my liquor was is where I would go. It might be behind my pillow, it might be up behind the cabinet, or in my car from the night before, wherever I had it stashed, in the garage, under the deck, whatever it might be. That's the first place, and the first thing that I'm thinking about is I need to get to that liquor so I can stop these withdrawals from going any further. And if I didn't have any, I'd be making my way to the liquor store 100%. So I'd go to my liquor, open it up, and at this point, I wasn't mixing it. I used to like mix drinks with like Coca-Cola sometimes and Dr. Pepper because it was a dark, liquor. But at this point, I was just drinking it straight. I had no time for drinking anything mixed. I might have a chaser, but usually not. I would make my way to the liquor stash, crack that bottle open, and begin to chug it. And I would just take one giant swig off of it. And once I did, if I could hold it down, a lot of the times I would throw up the first drink. And if I did throw up the first drink, then it would be this battle of eating a cracker and then, drinking it, or drinking it and then eating something immediately to try and swallow it and hold it down, and that whole entire process. And once I could finally hold the first or second drink down, I was good to go. And I would just start drinking one after the next, after the next. If I had a job, which at my worst, I didn't even have a job, but if I did have a job, I would just continue to drink as I went to work, and I would drink on the job, often sneaking off to the bathroom to drink a shooter, and progressively getting drunker and drunker on the job, and usually losing it because I would do something ridiculous, or they would find me intoxicated or empty alcohol bottles, whatever the case might be. But I didn't even have a job at this point. So I would just start to drink and get obliterated. And the more drunk that I would get, the more that I wouldn't care. It was like my life was completely falling apart around me. Everything was bad. My family situation was bad. My finances were completely screwed. My ex and that whole entire situation, everything around me was on fire. But as long as I had my liquor bottle, it was like everything was okay. Once I got those first 3 drinks in, that warm feeling would come over me, and I would feel all right again, not realizing that the same exact thing, I'm going to go through the same exact thing tomorrow. It's complete and utter hell, the cycle of waking up every single day. And that's all that matters, is how am I going to get my liquor? How am I going to continue to drink so I can not have to go through this death? I might literally die. And that's really, I knew that I might die because my withdrawals were that bad. I was constantly worried about having a seizure or having a heart attack, having a stroke, something happening to me. So it was like, it was life or death. It was in that fight or flight mode every single day of I have to drink, and I'm going to do insane things to get my liquor. And I've told you guys about a lot of them, whether it was selling clothes or walking miles or getting it from random strangers, or drinking, going to bars and getting free drinks from people that I have no business being around. I mean, anything, you name it, I did it, is just to keep that madness going. And so I would drink and get more and more drunk as the day progressed. And there was always some kind of drama that would happen, unless sometimes there wasn't. Sometimes I would just drink all day long and pass out and get up and do it all over again. But a lot of the times there was something some kind of chaos would happen. I would hit I was always trying to hit this sweet spot and stay there, but I would always go way over and black out. I mean, I was blacking out every single day. I could never stay at that sweet spot that I wanted to. It was no way to live. Driving drunk, putting my life in danger, putting other lives in danger, just doing insane, stupid things on a daily basis. And guys, when you're drinking that much, I mean, you really are. You don't know what's going to happen. And I could have thrown up on and choked on my own vomit. I mean, you name it. So many different scenarios could have happened when I was drinking every single day that way. There's just no way to really describe it unless you've really been there and you've been through it. You know, pissing yourself, just not eating for days on end, fading away. You're just completely and utterly fading away. More and more of yourself goes, the more deeper that you go into your alcoholism. And you know that you're destroying yourself, but we just continue to do it. And we don't know how to stop a lot of the time, so we just keep going. We don't know where to go for help, so we just keep doing it. There's a lot of help out there, but unless we want it, it's just never going to work out. It was a pathetic existence, guys, is what I'm trying to get to. It was an absolutely and utterly pathetic existence. There was a lot of times when I couldn't get liquor at all. I just could not come up with any way, which was very rare. We're very resourceful, and thank you to all you guys that commented and said resourceful in my last video. That was the word that I was looking for. But yeah, we're very resourceful when we want to be. But there was times where I couldn't get my hands on any. And I've described the withdrawals on this channel multiple times, but I would go through horrific withdrawals. Alcoholic hallucinosis. I don't know if I ever really went into full-blown delirium tremens, but I definitely went through alcoholic hallucinosis, where on top of the being sick, shaking, sweating, anxiety that's out of this world, pacing for hours. I would pace my room back and forth for hours, being convinced that you're going to die. And when I say that, I mean it, being 100% convinced that this is the end. There is no making it back from this. Having all sorts of thoughts fly through your mind at 1,000,000 miles an hour, having paranoia out of this world. And then on top of it, seeing shadowy figures running back and forth. And when I would go into those states of mind, I would completely and entirely freak out. And that's when I'd really start to do crazy stuff for my liquor, because I just didn't want it to progress into whatever was to progress. Hearing music off in the distance that really wasn't there. I'd go into the bathroom and the fan would be running, and often I would hear just all sorts of weird noises and talking and music and old World War noises, that just radio noises and frequency. The most bizarre stuff ever. This is where drinking every single day leads you. It might not lead you there right away, because it didn't lead me there right away. I didn't start off drinking a liter bottle or 8 to 12 doubles every single day. No, it started off very innocent. It doesn't start off that way. It starts off partying, having fun, or maybe you're just drinking alone, but you're not drinking to that amount. You're not getting the withdrawals. You might not even be getting hangovers. I didn't get hangovers in the beginning of my drinking. I could drink a half a bottle plus. I wouldn't get a hangover. But as it goes on, the more and more damage is being done, the more and more your brain is being damaged, the more and more that your body's getting used to it. And I've talked about it before, there's a line. There's like a line, and once you cross it, and I think for a lot of us, it's when you go through severe withdrawals the very first time, or whatever the case might be, waking up and the first thing you're doing is grabbing to the side of your bed and grabbing a liquor bottle, which that's what I was doing. Whatever it is, there's a line, and once you cross that, drinking is never ever the same again. And it wasn't for me. Once I went through my first bout of horrid withdrawal, my drinking changed, and it's been different forever. That's when recovery became a thing. That's when the whole entire me, being called an alcoholic and trying to accept that what I am came into play. And I was pissed for a long time about that, because I didn't want to be known as that. Why? Because I wanted to continue to drink. And so if people knew that I was an alcoholic, they probably wouldn't want to drink with me. I'm sure you guys know what I'm saying. For a long time, I battled that. And of course, at my core, in my soul, my spirit, I'm not an alcoholic. But I know now that if I drink, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until I'm in the hospital, possibly in jail, possibly, who knows? And like Delirium Dirk said, rest in peace. Those are if you're lucky, because if the other case, you might just be dead. Maybe you're laying in the hospital bed and you're finally getting that news that you thought that you never would, of you have cirrhosis of the liver or this or that. It's just not worth it. I was running away from my problems. I think that mental illness and addiction, they go hand in hand. And don't take this wrong, anybody that suffers from addiction, because I do. I'm not saying anything wrong, but whether it's anxiety or depression, there's something super, or trauma, whatever it is, there's mental illness, bipolar, because mentally sound people do not drink the way that I do, the way that we do. If you're anything like me, there's something wrong there. And understanding that the first drink will always get me drunk every single time. Every single time. If I pick up that first drink, it's going to lead to 2. That's going to lead to 4. That's going to lead to 8. Next thing you know, I'm drinking every single day. I'm back in the hospital. I'm back in the detox center, going through that cycle all over again, getting on YouTube. Hey guys, here I am again. For the 100th time, I relapsed. That's not no way to live. You don't have to live that way either. I get a lot of comments of people that are, oh man, I can't make it past a week. I can't make it past 2 weeks. That's how I was in the beginning. I couldn't make it past a week. I couldn't make it past 2 weeks. You really have to push through that. And it's not easy. This isn't easy. Nothing about sobriety is necessarily easy. But it's a lot easier than living that full-time job of being a drug addict or an alcoholic every day, because it's a full-time job. Every single day, hiding the liquor, figuring out a way to pay for it, getting around little side things of driving if you have to drive places. Or I would always miss events, and if I did make an event, I would get there, I'd be completely intoxicated. People would be mad at me. A lot of the times, they wouldn't invite me back. And why would you? Do you really want a drunk person coming to your 4-year-old's birthday party? That's the type of stuff that I did when I was drinking every day. I made an ass out of myself all the time. Didn't care about other people's feelings. Didn't care about other people really in general, even though I thought that I did. I think I put on a facade that I did, but how could I when I would do the things that I did? I would say hurtful things. Again, sometimes I was a loving drunk. Sometimes I got drunk and all I wanted to do was hug on people and laugh and listen to Led Zeppelin and party. But other times I drank and all my demons came out, and I was a scary individual to be around. I would start problems for no reason. A lot of the times I would start problems, start issues, just so I could run back out that door and just go get more liquor. Got to the point that I was on tracking devices. I had to bring receipts every single time that I went anywhere, because I would run to the gas station and say, hey, I'm going to go get gas. And I would go and, pay for some gas and then pay for liquor. Sometimes and I would do this so it would look like I just got gas, but a lot of the times I would pay for liquor and get enough gas where it would equal out to an even amount. So maybe $20, $30, $40. So when you get on, the website to look how much you spent, it looks like gas, because usually when you get, gas, it's usually an even amount of money. And so I would equal this out and buy booze, and I'd be in these, gas stations, and these clerks would be looking at me like I was absolutely insane. Like, oh, can I get this exact amount of gas? Like, can I get $19 and 42 cents of gas? And they'd just be looking at me like I was insane, and I was. That's not normal behavior, but I would do that to keep the games going, to keep it hiding, because I didn't want people to find out, and they always did. Everybody always found out. Eventually, you kind of have to wake up and realize that you're killing yourself. And that's what I was doing, man. The stuff that I got into, the danger that I got into, it's just insane. It's mind-blowing. The danger that I put other people into, it's mind-blowing. I do not understand. And I don't know if I'll fully ever understand, but I think I finally am starting to accept who I am. And hey, that's okay. Hey, I can't drink anymore. I'm better off without it. No amount of alcohol is good for you. What am I losing out on by not drinking? What, I'm going to live longer? I'm not going to make an ass out of myself anymore? I'm not going to waste all my money away on a liquid that I piss out into the toilet and flush it down. There goes my money. It's like flushing down your money every time you piss that alcohol out. What am I missing out on exactly? What are you missing out on? I don't think we're missing out on anything. Don't let those fears, don't let those anxieties, don't let your depression take you into a place of darkness where you end up like me, where you're drinking every single day. There's always hope. Find that hope. Anyways, guys, I'm going to have a more regular routine schedule as far as uploading these videos. That was my day-to-day, and that's how much I was drinking. I was drinking a liter of Southern Comfort 100 proof, or anything that I could really get my hands on. It wasn't always Southern Comfort 100 proof. And yeah, every single day, drinking hard liquor, blacking out. That was my life for years. With that said, guys, more regular uploads are to come. I'm planning on I still want to upload that story video, which I'm going to. I keep saying it's going to be the next video, but it most likely will be the next video. And yeah, guys, with that said, it's one day at a time. Just take it one day at a time. Don't live in the future. Don't live in the past. Just try to live in the present. And yeah, till next time, stay safe, stay sober, and I'll see you guys real soon. Peace.